we've never had you on the channel before,
No.
and people don't want to know about the music. They want to know shit like what's your go-to flavor of drink?
My go-to flavor, I've been doing, well, my wife does a DC, a Diet Coke.
Okay.
And I've
I
been
love how you got a
trying.
little nickname
Yeah, it's
for
a
it.
DC.
Yeah.
But I do Pepsi Max lately. Our guitarist is on some sort of like a weight loss journey sort of thing.
Pepsi Max is my go-to.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, you can have this. It's got like 7 calories or whatever that means.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I can have like 8 of those, and that's all right.
Equal one other Pepsi.
Yeah. I'm not a big water drinker. I never have been. I don't know why. Just didn't grab me.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
Just don't like the taste, or?
Yeah, it's got like I've read this thing, and it's like some people, they have like a metallic taste when they have water.
Oh, yeah.
And our current fill-in drummer is the same. He's like, I don't drink water. I was like, does it taste like metal? And he's like, it does. And I was like, oh, I found another metal taster. So
Everything about you is metal.
yeah, even down
my
to
water
the, even
tasting.
down to the
Even down to the
hydration
water.
level. Yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate your
Pleasure.
time. How you feeling? How's it going?
Good, yeah. We played Brizzy last night, and that was, shook off the cobwebs and figured out the kinks and all that, and that's why big long sound check today here in Sydney, and
Surely at this stage, there's not that many
still,
cobwebs.
Yeah, even a cobweb, it doesn't matter that much. Like, it's only things we know now, and we're like, oh, that video was a little late or
That's
whatever.
exactly the crowd.
Yeah, I
They're
think
just like, that was sick.
yeah, and it's loud and there's lights and it's exciting. So
Yeah.
it kicked off awesomely. Like Brisbane's, I guess you'd call it the home city of the band. No one really lives there. Everyone lives close to there now, but no one's from Brisbane anymore. So it's
I feel
still
like
the
with that
hometown
though,
show.
it's like when like Russell Crowe leaving New Zealand or whatever, they vehemently swear he's New Zealander.
he's ours.
As soon as like you get bigger and bigger, like the hometown
They
want to
hang
claim
on,
you more.
yeah.
But the funny thing is like have a look at, for instance, example Silverchair. Everyone in Newcastle fucking hated them as they started to
did
get
they?
bigger.
I didn't know that.
Fuck those guys.
Really?
Tall poppy syndrome.
Oh, of course.
Until they got massive and they're like, they're from Newcastle. We're from. I lived 3 doors down from Daniel Johns.
I know that guy. I saw him drunk.
We
in
went
the
to
street
school
once.
together. He turned his bag inside out and kicked him in the ass.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I used to bully that guy.
You saw that with Parkway too. They talk about like the Brisbane show being like the hometown show. I was like, no, it's not. But I guess once you play in certain
I don't
venues-
think there's a big enough place in Byron to play.
What do people think of, like, I don't know this well enough, but what do people think of people from Byron Bay in general? Because we went to the Bad Friends show
I could
last
tell you
night.
exactly. I'm from there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because that guy got pulled on stage and he said, I'm from Byron Bay, and everyone just booed the shit out of him.
Really?
Yeah. I was just like,
I don't know why.
the place was
Oh,
nice.
maybe because there's a lot of rich people there now, so it's easy to hate rich people.
That is
Hemsworth.
true.
It's changed. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
they're there. I
Well,
think.
I grew up there, and it's very different now. And I've gone back and been like, wow, this is like millionaire's paradise now. So it's still a really nice place, but maybe it's just that, that.
It's like the association of that.
Yeah, it's
What
like-
it's associated with now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different place now, but it's still geographically, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Where is generally the biggest show for you guys in Oz?
In
Like,
Oz,
where's the go? Oh, this show's been the one that's going to kick off the most.
And then
well,
the world.
Brisbane's probably like wild. I would say that's the more wild show, but Melbourne's always huge just because it's such a big city. It's an artsy city
Yeah,
too,
it
so
is.
it's like. And a couple of us lived in Victoria for quite a while, so it's kind of like a second home sort of thing. And they've got the venues for it too.
Cool.
So, so
What
do
about worldwide?
most cities, but worldwide, outside of Australia, so like East Coast America has just always been solid for us. Everywhere stays on like, it kind of tips and ebbs and flows, but East Coast America's always been good, like that Philadelphia, Boston, New York kind of area. I don't know why. It just
people.
happened. Yeah, more people. I don't know.
And
It's cold and miserable there. Isn't it?
It really suits the vibe.
Yeah, it's the vibe. Yeah, I think so.
I want to talk about the newest release, the newest Redux,
Yeah.
we call it.
Yeah.
What's the response been like that? Because I think it's always something when bands bring out old music, it's really interesting watching the way the fans react to that.
Yeah.
How's that been from your
I was
perspective?
definitely waiting for what you'd expect about people like, this sucks, the old one's better. Like, that's always going to happen. But it's been pretty minute as far as those kind of comments. Like, there are some, but I was expecting like a 50-50. People like it, people say the old one's better, and that's just up to them. It doesn't matter. But there's been quite, a more positive thing about, hey, it's cool, they did it again, and it's, because I guess a lot has happened in like the way you can record now, like it sounds better, and it's like you can actually stand up against an old recording, whereas back then it sounded good for the time. Still has a timeless sound.
I went and listened to
It's
both
got a
when
timeless
you
sound,
released. They both sound good.
Yeah, but we could do, I would call the new, we tuned it down a little bit and made it a little bit heavier and stuff. So it's modernized, but very, very, very close to the original.
And from a songwriter perspective,
Yeah.
was there anything that was like excited you to like rework that you
There
were like
was.
going into it being like, I can do this better this time?
Well, I had to go in and, I'm listening to like a stereo file of what the old album is, and just like listening and
fill it
going,
out?
how do the drums go? How does the lead guitar go? What's that piano doing? Like all at the same time. So it was fun for me to like really separate that and like kind of redo it in a way that gave everything a little bit more space.
Yeah.
Because we would just throw shit at a wall and see what stuck for the first one, and
Literally.
it just all stuck, and we just try and mix that at the end, and it was
flatten that in, and
it makes a good over, like it's just chaotic sound. But this one, I guess less is more, but still want it to sound like the old ones. So
okay.
I think the new ones, it's less mistake free too, and like a lot of the editing, because I was listening to like the nth degree for like what is that doing, and I could hear little chops and things, and like it comes flowing back like, oh yeah, I remember we played that guitar part and then we didn't like it. We changed it the next day, and then we forgot how the first half went or something, and then so it doesn't quite fit in with the chords or something like that. So this time I was like, I'm not going to do. Yeah, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to get it right and make it all click in. So.
And what about from the perspective of like seeing the songs now, like later on? Did it give you a new perspective on some of the songs? Like did any that were your favorites not hit the same way, or vice
definitely
versa?
Well, we put out, it's called My Father's Son. We put that out as the first like single, even though it's a re-release, but the first time around, that was like the last one we put together, and we were all like, I don't like that. It's like, we call it like a Frankenstein. It was like 3 songs like slammed together, and that we redid it on the new one, and we're just like, why does that one, that's kind of the best sounding one for some reason, for us anyway. So we actually released it first, whereas the first time around we were like, bury that song, we don't want to hear it. So,
it fills the album out.
Yeah.
It's cool though, because now if you're putting something like that in the set list, whereas it might not have been in the past, you can have those fans going, I was waiting for that finally.
There's always those people that, or the B-sides, or we didn't want to include the B-sides in the re-release, but there's been a few people like, why didn't you record the B-sides? I was like, well, they weren't good enough for the album the first time. Like,
they're now D-sides.
But like you said, they could have. If we did redo them, they might have been some of the best ones. You just never know.
It's like going back to an ex and you're like, this is why we broke up.
Yeah, remember you? I missed you for that reason, and now I don't like it.
I love you. I hate you.
Yeah.
And when it came to putting the set list together, because like you guys aren't a new band anymore, there's an extensive catalog.
Yeah, it's tricky.
How hard's that to satiate your own enjoyment of playing versus what the fans are asking for?
It does coincide really, because if the fans are stoked, we're stoked. So you know what I mean? We could play songs we love, they wouldn't be that into it, and then in turn we wouldn't get much out of it. It's it has to, the energy goes around. So for this one it was easy. It was play the whole album for the first half of the set, so we have to do that, and we want to, so that's good. And then after that, we see the back end of a lot of streaming platforms and stuff too. So you can be like, well, that's what people are listening to. And then you want to chuck an old one in there. And we try to do one off each album, but literally, now, like you said, there's too many. We've got like, I don't even know how many albums now. And some songs have like 3 definite singles, and one of them's just so old. Like, I don't think we're not playing anything off Youngbloods. Even though that would be like a fan favorite album, we're just kind of like, there's all these other songs, like we'd have to get rid of, like, one of the we're not playing Shine On either, which a lot of people like, but that was like a single. It's just you have a whole album, and then
I like the realization you said.
Maybe we should change it. Can we change that?
Well, look, I don't want to make things harder, but as you release more music, it's only going to get worse. So at least you got that to look forward to.
I think of bands like the Stones or something, they'd just be like, I don't know what
but then you could just be a band like Kiss, and you just play the same set list for 30 years, and everyone's stoked on it.
Or you do the Maiden. Maiden just played like all new album last we saw them. Like a couple weeks ago, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw them, and they didn't play. Well, I know why. I googled after why they didn't play the.
I didn't.
Run to the Hills.
Why?
What?
Because the content of it is quite racially sensitive, which I never really clicked on.
I also never clicked on that.
White Man Cam and all that sort of stuff. And my wife and I were like, why did they Run to the Hills? And like, it's kind of like everyone
And then you're
around
like,
us knew
damn it,
that.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, well, it's a good song, but I've never really thought, you're singing along and you sometimes don't think about what you're singing along to. And it's not like a hatred sort of thing, it's just a little sensitive that they've chosen not to
You
play
know
them
what?
anymore.
It's also
Big ups for them for cutting it out.
yeah,
there.
and,
For sure, but
and
it's
to
also-
be an older group of men and still be sensitive to like the modern issues.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And that's
They
the thing
play
as well.
together,
When for us, like when we heard that, we would have been like really, really young
Oh, yeah.
for the first time. This is our parents playing it.
Yeah.
So you don't connect the song with any of the subject matter
Exactly.
at all. You're like, they're the sort of riffs that got me into heavy
Yeah,
music,
really.
and that's what you want to hear.
Yeah, it's
and
your
then you
parents'
look back and
music.
you go, oh, God.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Or there's
Okay.
some of those old bands that they'll play, like Kiss will play the big song at the start and then play a whole set list, and then they'll just play the big song at the end again.
Yeah.
You're like, well, they played it twice.
Yeah.
Flex.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit did that.
Yeah, no, it does work sometimes. I don't know. I don't think we could do that.
Then
but-
you got people like
Only
me that's
one
like,
way to find
motherfucker,
out.
yeah, you're off.
Yeah.
All right, well, I asked this question before to Joe from last night, but I want to ask you to talk about older bands. What's an album you would like to see front to back? A band that's alive, dead,
Oof.
that so you guys are doing it. What's a band that you would like to see do that? An
I'd
album.
like Enema of the State.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wore this shirt
well,
today.
you wore that shirt. No, and I like that shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be awesome. I saw Blink early in the year
Happy
too,
with
and
that.
it was awesome. And of course, another band that have play songs off every album, but Enema of the State was huge for me. I was like middle of high school or something like that.
I
Maybe
was-
start of high school.
How old are you?
38.
Okay, yeah, I think I was like year 3 or year 4, so you would have been maybe
right.
just getting into
I was
high
just
school.
turning into a teenager. It was
Understanding
Yeah.
what,
yeah.
It's like, this is how relationships work.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Dude,
base
I
my
remember-
whole personality on this album.
I remember getting the album line and reading the lyrics. I was like, "What's a war?" It was whore. I was just too young to know that word.
War.
Whore.
That's funny.
You walk around saying that, your mother's like, stop saying that.
Yeah.
Your mom's a war.
War.
Yeah. I want to ask about fans. Okay, you guys have a just super, super connected fan base
Yes.
that have no qualms in telling you guys or the world just how much you guys have helped them with all your themes and issues and all that sort of stuff. How do you deal with that personally with like, obviously online is completely different, but when you're doing meet and greets,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've had people come up and they drop a whole bunch on you and you get the waterworks and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
How do you guys handle that? Because
It's strange. It's not part of it's the best job ever, but it's not part of the job you expect.
You know what you signed
And
up for.
it's kind of like you can't really prepare for it. You just have to, because it's unknown. You don't know what's coming, and you just kind of bounce off it in the moment. And they're so genuine in those moments that it's like you don't have to think about what to say. It's just a natural reaction to be another human in that moment and just connect with them and say as you feel in the moment. Otherwise, if we had like a planned response for, when they say this, say that, it would be very disingenuous. And,
See, that's why they've got the fans that actually love them.
Well,
Because they're doing it
it's
genuinely.
if it'd be so. I couldn't be the type of person that says a scripted answer to
Scripted,
such a heartfelt moment from someone else. You'd be like, "Thank you for coming to the show." Like, it'd be-
yeah.
No,
We really
sure.
appreciate your emotional
Yeah,
outburst here.
thank you for writing to the AMITY AFFLICTION. No, we're real people too, and we just connect with them, like on that level.
I think it's a very Australian thing as well.
Yeah,
Like,
leave it.
for the most part, Australians are really approachable.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you
definitely.
get it when you go overseas as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
probably not.
Unless it's your best mates.
Oh, yeah. Then they can get fucked.
Yeah,
Yeah, then
shut
you
up,
call them an
dickhead.
F and C,
Yeah.
and it's a positive thing.
Yeah. It's a loving sea.
Do you guys find if you ever drop that word around the world,
Oh, we
that
have to watch it.
Yeah.
It doesn't land.
certain
I
places?
think it's
But
opened
people
up
want us to
more.
say it too.
That's what I was
they-
thinking. I don't ever really say it. It's
No.
just not a word I use.
No.
But my American friends are like, do it.
Say the word.
Do it.
Say oi. Because we just say they don't. We're like, oi, and they're like, oh, they say oi. They actually say it. It's
You're as
funny.
derelict as we expect.
Yeah.
And they
but I
actually
think,
say g'day.
Over the years, yeah, get it, and like, but I think over the years, just naturally, all our accents have sort of rounded out for when we're, if you're
Yeah,
ordering
okay.
food or something somewhere, you have to say like banana pepper, and they're just like, you say capsicum, and they're like, what the hell?
Oh,
are you talking
yeah.
about?"
Yeah, for
So
sure.
there's a few things you learn the tricks here and there.
Favorite place to eat around the world then? Speaking of food.
What? I would say Italy, because my wife's Italian too, so I just eat that all the time. So it's unreal, and it's like so hearty and heavy.
It's also
That or
hard
Germany.
to have a bad Italian meal.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to stuff up. I've had Actually, it's very regional there too. Like I was the very first time I went years ago with a different band. The locals were like, "Oh, we'll take you to the best pizza place," and their pizza in that region was more like focaccia with like not much on top.
Oh.
And I was like, "What the hell is
Yeah, we
this?"
call this a melt.
Yeah, I didn't really like it, but yeah, since then we've had good stuff. So Italy's awesome.
Have you ever had any food experiences that have been pre-show and not ended up well when you've been on stage?
Well, I haven't been caught on stage, but recently, so we like Waffle House in the States.
Yeah.
And we flew into some city somewhere, and we got in at like 12 at night, and then we're like, let's go to Waffle House before we go. Because
24 hours,
everyone's
yeah.
up anyway. And I was like, oh, I'll have this, and we all sat there and get the waffles and a meal, and I happened to be the only one that had eggs that day. Everyone else had something else, or a steak or a waffle, and then the next day I was just like, oh no, what have I done? But thankfully it was just a couple of days of rehearsal. So for those days I was just both ends, not good at all. But by the time the show rolled around, I was still sore, but I was out of the danger zone. Yeah. Well, I was telling my friend today, have you heard the term calling for Ruth?
No.
So yeah, if your mate's, he's missing from the party, where is he? Is he out the back calling for Ruth? What's that mean? Ruth. Ruth.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never heard that.
Yeah. He's out the back calling for Ruth.
Yeah.
Ruth's a horrible person. No one wants to
Because
call
that's
her
exactly what it sounds like. Ruth.
I don't remember the last time I vomited.
No, neither. Yeah, it's such a vulnerable moment. I hate it.
Totally.
I saw a thing the other day. It's like everyone's so trapped on their phones, except for that. Still, we've got that vulnerable moment.
Yeah,
No one's on their phone and throwing up. So cherish that, I guess.
Just
Well, it probably happens.
Well, I'm going to throw my girlfriend under the bus. She threw up at work yesterday,
Nice.
mid Zoom meeting at her new job. So,
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's sorry, babe.
Put the screensaver on it.
Who's calling for Ruth in the background there?
Can you just mute that, please?
There's no Ruth that works here.
We can still hear you.
Anyway,
No,
someone's at the doghouse now, so well done,
yeah,
Johnny.
well,
Yeah, dude, thanks for taking the time. We're pumped to actually come and watch the stage setup. Looks incredible.
Yeah,
Is
we
this
didn't
the
even
biggest
get to see
production
you.
brought?
Yeah, this is the biggest one we've done here for sure.
We didn't even
Lots
get
of
to watch you
video.
guys at Good Things because we were busy doing.
Yeah, we were getting an
this.
interview while you played.
Yeah,
So that was
It
good.
gets like that.
Yeah.
We play festivals all the time. I'm like, see, I get to watch this band and this band and this band.
And
It's
you
like,
never get to
actually,
see
no,
them.
you don't.
Yeah.
Bus calls before
We were
that.
very lucky last year because we did the full one. We're like, planned with Pierre and we're like, we want to be playing this time. We need a break here.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one,
yeah.
Just so we can watch the people we want to see.
Yeah, because that's why you're there for.
why we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, before we let you go, then build me your dream festival top 5.
I was going to say 32 bands. Go.
It have to be
Over 3
bands
days.
I've like not seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's hard.
It could
There's
be
less and
alive
less
or
of those
dead.
these days.
It
Or
also doesn't have to
Korn.
be-
I've seen Korn, but I put Korn on there.
Yeah.
Bling.
Already varied. Love it.
Got Limp Bizkit as well.
Oh, this is a very.
We on
It's very early thousands.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then I guess No Effects because they broke up just recently and I want to bring them back.
Great. Okay. Already
And
missing them.
What am I at 4 there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more. You guys don't get to play. You're watching.
No, they're opening, but they're not counted as.
No, I don't want to play. I want to watch. I don't know. Yeah, someone I haven't seen.
We've got 2 new metal and 2 punk. What are we gonna
Yeah, I
mix this
feel
up
like I
with?
need a rock something.
You can say
That's all
Nickelback. Our fans love
I want
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nickelback. I've not seen Nickelback. Why
You've never
not?
seen them?
Nah.
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah,
I took my dad to see them last time, and I was like, I like Nickelback.
Yeah.
And I walked out being like, I love Nickelback.
I was going to say Coldplay. They're on tour at the moment, but
Yeah.
that wouldn't suit the other bands.
That's all right.
It's your
It's
festival,
got to think
festival,
of the
man.
payers.
Yeah.
It's just you. You're
I got to
looking by
sell
yourself.
tickets to this
You
thing.
can call
don't
it Dance Fucking Festival.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Thanks for taking the time to hang out before the show. We look forward to seeing you out there.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for watching, everyone.